You know what's so strange about this is the name of the artist is T Baby. And at one point, I was going by T Baby, and it's crazy because I'm looking at the fashion, and the fashion is clearly early 2000s, around the time when I was trying to find my stage name to be a pop star, because I wanted to be a pop star growing up. But it's weird that her name is T Baby. And there's the friends trying to keep themselves from laughing. Why y'all laughing for? She's serious. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a lovely day. All that's considered. Uh Apparently the world is going to shit. Let's talk about it. An hour ago, Baller Alert just posted a California woman arrested for allegedly starting Freddie Fire in mid ongoing wildfire crisis. It says, as wildfire continue to damage California, one woman is being accused of helping to spread the blaze. Gloria Lynn Mendick, Mendich, is Mendick, 60, was arrested on felony arson charges after allegedly starting the Freddie Fire near the Pacific Coast Highway by Leo Carrillo State Beach. The January 8th blaze burned about 3 acres before being contained by firefighters from Los Angeles and Ventura counties. Before I finish this article, I had to get something out my teeth. Okay, I'm back. Initially thought to be a spot fire caused by embers from the large Palisade fires, investigators linked the Freddie Fire to Mendich, leading to her arrest by California State Park officers. She now faces 2 felony charges: arson during a state of emergency and recklessly causing a forest fire. Mendick, who pleaded not guilty, is held on a $20,000 bail and faces strict conditions if released, including a ban on possessing matches or lighters. Her next court appearance is set for January 22nd. So she didn't start the initial one, she started the Freddie Fire. Next to that, they said that in conditions that if she's released, she's including a ban on possession matches or lighters. So even on a cold day like it is here in Georgia, where it's cold as hell, she can't scratch a match or light a lighter. So what they gonna do about the little lighting thing? Do they still have lighting things in cars? You know, they usually have this little area in your car where smokers had like a little lighter thingy. Do they still have that? But she still didn't start the initial one. I wonder what was her reason behind doing it. What was her? And I mean, my thing is, how you gonna commit crime at 60 years old? Like, what are you thinking? That's crazy. At 34, I'm not even in the mood to play around and go to jail. I ain't got time to be dealing with folks in jail. I don't like women. I take that back. It depends on the woman. I don't like bitches. There's a huge difference between bitches and hoes. I don't like bitches and hoes. And when you in prison, you in a prison with bitches and hoes. Before I talk about all the other things that are going around, did I get rid of that? I want to make sure I got rid of this. Okay, I got rid of the story. I'm getting rid of this too. I just wanted to, this is the only time it's appropriate for me to do it. There's some stuff I want to talk about that has been going on recently. I don't know how many times I can complain about Trump being president. So I'm not gonna do it no more. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of being outraged. I'm tired of being pissed off. I'm tired of being mad because I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired and being sick and tired. So after talking about what's going on in the Palestine, which my heart goes out to the people who are affected, it's sad. And yes, I believe it is a man-made fire. It's definitely a man-made fire. There's some things I want to talk about that has happened that you guys don't know about. So I might go that I want to talk about that happened. I've been really busy. I've been working and I've been in class. I've been working more than I've been in class. I don't really want to talk about that. So there's some things that happen that I want to talk about. Okay. Girl, they playing freak me music in the bag. It's too early to be doing freak me. You gotta wait until everybody else is asleep to do freak me stuff. All right. Let's see. Where do I want to start? I want to start with this story. Damn. Do I want to start with Luigi? I'm gonna do a whole video on Ray J, so I'm not ready to talk about Ray J right now. I want to talk about, like, come on, start somewhere. It's a lot that has happened, y'all. Okay, so let's start with the father of the missing Hawaiian woman. This hurt my feelings. Okay. So just in case you don't know, there was a Hawaiian woman named Hana Kobayashi. Hawaiian Kobayashi. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. She went missing. So her father took his own life. So this video is a video of him pleading to look for her. Oh Lord, hold on.
From police.
This is a tragic update to a story we've been covering for more than a week. As the search continues for the missing woman from Maui, LAPD confirmed that her father died after jumping from a building near LAX this morning, which is less than a mile from where we're standing.
We'll find you, Hannah. We'll find you. We'll bring you home.
Ryan Kobayashi making a promise to find his missing daughter, Hana Kobayashi. He spoke to NBC4 on Thursday near the Crypto.com Arena, while volunteers help the family pass out flyers for 30-year-old Hannah.
We're just trying to get our boots on the ground to find out what happened.
Ryan had recently flown in from Hawaii to meet family and friends in Los Angeles to help with the search. Hannah landed at LAX from Maui on November 8th. She missed her connecting flight to New York.
Father of a missing woman from Hawaii found dead near LAX from an appearance.
And spent the weekend waiting for another flight. Her family says during that time she left the airport to visit the Grove and walk around LA. According to her family, she was last seen on surveillance footage exiting the metro at the Pico station near the Crypto.com arena on November 11th. Hannah's family said they received strange messages from her that day, worried someone was trying to steal her identity and money, and that was the last time they heard from her, leading them to believe she may be in danger.
It's just a nightmare. Every parent's nightmare. You know, it's just crazy. We don't know where to start, where to begin, and it's like a grain of sand in the ocean.
Hannah's father desperate for answers, but telling NBC4 he was hopeful. On Sunday morning around 4, LAPD says Ryan died after jumping off the 7th floor of a parking garage on Century Boulevard near Vicksburg Avenue. He was 58 years old and spent the weekend waiting for
Hannah, please come home, please.
All right. So he took his life, and then this happened. I gotta go all the way back. It's a lot. They found the bitch. And yes, I'm gonna call her a bitch because she's a bitch for this. If your family is worried about you and they're calling you and texting you, you could at least say, hey, you know, I just want some time to myself. Your dad lost his life thinking that you were gone. Okay? I said, according to NBC News, in early November, 30-year-old Hannah Kobayashi missed her connecting flight from Los Angeles to New York. Her family told authorities that she sent them a message saying that she was scared and suggested that someone may have been trying to steal her money and identity. Her family reported her missing 5 days later on November 12th. Shortly after, Kobayashi's family traveled to Los Angeles to track her down. With no success, it was there that the Hannah father, Ryan Kobayashi, reportedly took his own life. Hannah's aunt stated that Ryan was overwhelmed from searching tirelessly for his daughter. His body was reportedly found in a parking lot near LAX on November 24th. It is now reported that Hannah has been found safe and sound and that her family has not revealed where she was found. A statement from the family reads, "This past month has been an unimaginable ordeal for our family, and we kindly ask for privacy as we take time to heal and process everything we have been through." Now, this is the part they're not telling you about the story, because she's an asshole for this. Don't get twisted. But this is the part they're not telling you about the story as to why this man would have freaked out the way he freaked out. Okay? There is an unsaid thing with especially Asian women being taken and moved to different states and countries. Now, y'all know what I mean when I say that. That's just something that nobody talks about, but Asian women are heavily victims to being taken away and taken to different states and different countries to do certain type of work. And of course, he thought the worst, because in stories when it comes to people being taken away, they get taken away and they never get found. You don't ever, when you hear stories about people being found, Um, you never get to hear about the mere fact that what they've been through. Okay, you don't ever talk about that. I remember when I was like in my 20s. There was this girl I went to high school with. Her family reported her missing. She came back up. I kid you not, she came back very traumatized and very messed up. Okay? She wasn't Asian, she was multiracial. And of course, the first thing you're going to think is that something bad happened to her. Now, for her to not contact her family and tell them where she's at, either one, because I said she was a bitch for it, but then I'm going to take that back because I don't know what really happened to her. Let's tell the stories about what actually happened to her. Did she get kidnapped? Did somebody try to take her to another country or take her to another state to do certain services that she did not want to do consensually? What was the whole story? Why you didn't answer your family? And then people steal your cell phone. But it's obvious that this man knew as soon as he announced that this woman was missing, he knew for a mere fact that she was not going to be found. Because of the chances of finding missing people who are of color, the chances of finding missing people in America are slim to none. You have to announce that within 24 hours, 28 to 48 hours that the person is missing. And by the time you get to 24 hours or 48 hours, it's pretty obvious either that person is deceased or that person is trafficked. So this story, it just got to me. I was like, what? I'm like, I have to talk about this. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I was going to say it for my podcast. I was like, never mind. I didn't want to say it for my podcast. Something else I want to talk about.
So
Now, y'all know this year's already starting off a little messed up and a little honey, I done went all the way back. I know I done went far now. Some of this stuff is all way in the summer kind of stuff. Yeah, this is summer stuff. I'm trying to stay on the end. Yeah. On the last part of 2025, not 2025. We ain't 2025. I mean, we ain't at the end of 2025 yet. I want to talk about the release of no, I'm not. I'll talk about that later. I think I already talked about this on my podcast. That's podcast. Okay, this. I don't have any order, but I just want to bring this back up real quick. It says a music executive, Naheem Jorge Bonillo, arrested in FBI drug trafficking raid. A massive drug trafficking investigation has led to the arrest of music executive Naheem Jorge Bonillo, also known as Naheem, in the one after FBI raided his Aventura, Florida mansion on Wednesday morning. The high-profile bust took place at Manila residence located in its exclusive island estate community and is part of a broader federal probe into a transnational drug trafficking conspiracy involving large amounts of cocaine and methamphetamine. According to federal authorities, the owner of the South Beach popular restaurant Mandrake had been indicted on multiple charges and connected to a drug trafficking ring responsible for distributing large quantities of cocaine and methamphetamine across North America. At a press conference held on Thursday, the FBI revealed more details about the indictment, which named 16 individuals in a drug trafficking conspiracy. Of those, 12 had been arrested, with Benillo among them. Authorities explained that the criminal organization was one of the largest suppliers of cocaine, moving massive amounts of drugs between Mexico, Colombia, Canada, and the United States. They were one of the largest suppliers of cocaine to Canada and into the United States. State U.S. Attorney for the Central District of California, E. Martin Estrada. The indictment outlined that Benillo conspired with two coke defendants, Ryan James Wedding, a former Canadian Olympic snowboarder, and Andrew Clark, to traffic over 5 kilograms of the snow and at least 500 grams of the crystal. The indictment, which spanned 53 pages, described how Benillo alleged drug operation began in January 2024 and continued until August 2024. It claimed that Benillo received over 12 kilograms.
Well, we're now seeing the reason why the FBI raided a South Florida mansion. Officials say it's part of
That's some pink snow.
International drug trafficking operation. The night team's Michael Hudak live in Aventura with more. Michael.
60 tons of cocaine per year. That's what this group of at least 16 is accused of trafficking. And this is in addition to allegedly killing anyone who got in their way. A raid in a ritzy Aventura neighborhood as the feds searched for Jorge Bonilla, the 36-year-old music exec and owner of the Mandrake restaurant in South Beach, wanted in an FBI roundup. The feds at his Island Estates home early Wednesday. Then Thursday, the FBI laying out why.
I'm here today to announce an indictment against a major transnational organized crime group.
A 53-page indictment details the moves of an alleged drug operation, sending large quantities of cocaine from Southern California to Canada.
The organization cultivated a violent transnational drug trafficking empire, one that extended from Canada to the United States, Mexico, and Colombia.
According to the FBI, 12 of the 16 wanted in Operation Giant Slalom have been arrested, including Island Estates resident Jorge Bonilla. Among those still at large, former Canadian Olympic snowboarder turned accused drug lord, 43-year-old Ryan James Wedding. Investigators say he was the leader and now one of the FBI's most wanted.
This criminal enterprise was extremely prolific and ruthless. They moved on average 60 tons of cocaine per year. National organized crime group. By ruthless, they were killers. Anyone who got in their way, they would target for violence, including murder.
Wedding is considered a fugitive. The FBI is offering a $50,000.
All right. Y'all not making money like that in the entertainment industry no more? I find that to be very interesting. They said he was not only a music executive, but also owned a restaurant. Mandrake, I think I've heard of Mandrake before. So y'all going back to selling drugs now? That's very interesting to me. It's like they want to get the lifestyle, but the lifestyle that's supposed to get them out that lifestyle don't work for them. And so now they have to go back to the lifestyle that they were trying to get out of from day one. Like I said, I just find it to be interesting. It's interesting to me. And it got cold. I had to turn my heat off. But it's very interesting to me. That's it. That's all. That's the wig I want. Okay. Let's see. Some of this is for. Some of this, oh Lord, some of this is for my podcast. If you see it, it's because I'm gonna talk about it in my podcast. But I do want to talk about this, about the former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, arrested on X charges. This was in October 2024. It says earlier today, Mike Jeffries, the former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, was arrested on charges related to X trafficking. Mike Jeffries and his partner Matt Smith, along with the third individual, Jim Jacobson, were arrested as part of a criminal investigation stemming from a civil lawsuit filed last year, according to ABC News. The lawsuit involved accusations of sexual exploitation and abuse of young men who attended parties in the Hamptons hosted by Jeffries and Smith. One of the plaintiffs, David Bradbury, also known for the reality series Below Belt, said that the success of Abercrombie came from the over-sexualization of young men. His lawsuit accused Jeffries, Smith, Jacobson, and the Abercrombie brand of coercing young, attractive men under the pretenses of making them Abercrombie models and then persuading them to use drugs and participate in sexual acts. When I saw this, I was like, period, duh. First of all, look at this man's face. Look at that man's face. One. And two, Abercrombie and Fitch had a very, I'm going to say microaggressive, because you can't say racist because people say the word racist is too strong. But they had a microaggressive way about them. Even with how they hire people, they were very microaggressive about it. Like growing up as a black child, I'm still black, but I'm just saying, when you were a black child and you see a brand, first and foremost, all I wanted was baby fat when I was younger. You knew that was not the store for you. It's the same thing. It got to the point to where we're talking about Tommy Hilfiger, and I never forget. They said, I remember one time I wore a Tommy Hilfiger hat because one of my family members my cousin, one of my family members had a Tommy Hilfiger hat, so I wore the Tommy Hilfiger hat to class, and everybody in my neighborhood said, "He's racist. They're racist. They don't want black people wearing their clothes, kind of like Lululemon. And it was never no questions asked. It's crazy because one day I wore a FUBU shirt and this white girl told me, "Wait, no, you don't want to wear a FUBU shirt because it says for us, by us, farmers, beat us." They did, bitch. It's not racist toward me. It just offends you because it's true. But for a whole brand to be popular and only popular in the suburbs but not popular in the hood. I ain't heard of Abercrombie and Fitch in 20 years. I don't even see the white kids wear Abercrombie and Fitch anymore. But Abercrombie and Fitch was one of those places where, one, you knew not to purchase it because it was not geared toward you. And two, you were not going to get a job in that store. If you did, you had to be beige or racially ambiguous. Anytime, I will say this, anytime when it pertains to somebody in the entertainment industry or in the fashion industry is a sexual deviant. I find it to be weird that it's always people who are in a line of work dealing with beauty. Either beauty or entertainment. And you want everything pristine and polished and perfect. But you're living a gross ass shitty life. It's the weirdest thing. Like, you look at these people. These are the type of people who have an all-white furniture in their living room. And you find out they're doing disgusting things behind the scenes. That's something I'm going to talk about on my podcast, too. I find that to be crazy. About the 19-year-old being burned alive. I already talked about the Mendez brothers on my podcast. If you have not checked out my podcast, it's These Walls Are Thin. Okay. And I did not know their daddy was a manager of Menudo. And I did not know Menudo was going to do some B2K stuff. Yeah, I said it. I didn't know that. When I found it out, I'm going to be honest with you about the whole Menendez brothers thing. It makes sense. I feel like record labels, just as much as they get insurance on the artists, they also get it on the executive, especially the deviant ones. Because they know you're going to do something awful, and so they want to make sure they get their pay for that. Because they sat up there and paid all that money for you to be there, and they want to get it back through insurance. I think RCA knew that their father was a perv. That's why he took insurance out on him before, his life was taken by his cheering. They knew that. They knew this man was a deviant, and I think that's what they did. I think they got insurance on Diddy. Somebody got insurance on Diddy. They know these people are deviants. These people are doing illegal things. And when they find out, they take out insurance on them, and either they get offed or they off themselves or life offs them. Sometimes people live a very long time and they get money for it. They get their money that they paid back from that person. So I don't think it's just an artist thing anymore. I think it's an executive thing. This is my theory. Because when I was looking up Jose Menendez, I couldn't help but think in the back of my head that that first and foremost, it's just too many things that led up to any young man. Any young man could have taken Jose's life, not just his own sons, but any member of Menudo could have done it to him. Like, this man took these people, these boys who barely spoke English, put them in a big group. Then when they turned 16, got rid of them. So they knew that this man was playing with fire when he was messing with those kids. They knew exactly what they were doing. So yeah. I don't think I talked about this.
2 incidents involving
Hold on. Did I talk about this? I want to leave it right here because I know he was confirmed to be on January the 6th. He was confirmed to be the president of the United States. And unlike what him and his cronies did, they sit up there and they did what they did on January 6th, 2021. We didn't do that, which I don't quite understand why y'all didn't protest this. But okay, I just want to give you a reminder as to what was happening before he was elected. This video is from October 28th, 2024. Watch this.
ballot boxes this morning. We'll start with what's happening in Vancouver. That is on the left side of your screen. We just watched firefighters pry open the back of this ballot box, which is obviously on fire. We're also tracking breaking news at the Multnomah County Elections Office. That is on the right side of your screen right now, where police found an incendiary device at
An arrest in an overnight arson targeting a U.S. Postal Service blue box that went up in flames, torching more than a dozen ballots. And just into our newsroom in the last half hour, an arrest in that arson and vandalism of an official mail collection box in Phoenix. Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego posting on social media.
Arizona is also a swing state, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to figure out how the hell you want all the swing states.
Media confirming an arrest, thanking the swift action of Phoenix police and fire and federal partners. We're told the suspect is in.
These are all the things that happened before he was elected, Bill. Okay. Now, I totally forgot I had this because, like I said, I was doing a lot, so I wasn't really paying attention to what's going on. And my life is going to pick right back up around spring. Right now, I just have classes I'm going to be doing for spring semester, but work will pick back up very soon for me. Have y'all seen the TV show Beauty in Black? Sound like the story on Beauty in Black. I don't think his character is a bellsman or something like that, but he's just somebody that's high up enough as an officer to where he can control what happened to people. Hear this story out and then go watch Beauty in Black on Netflix. And no, I'm not getting paid to say this. Watch Beauty in Black on Netflix and I'm going to tell you why. Because this sounds like the story. Let's hear this out. It says a Florida bail bondsman allegedly used his business to trade bond assistant for sex, authority claimed. Russell Bruce Moncrief, owner of the Moncrief Bail Bonds, allegedly forced women in the Orlando area to have sex with him in exchange for getting them out of jail. This revelation arrived after an investigation launched 3 years ago. Investigators uncovered disturbing incidents going back at least a decade. Attorney General Ashley Moody said in a statement that Moncrief targeted vulnerable inmates facing prostitution or drug charges in the Orange County Jail. In disturbing detail, one woman described how the inmates knew all of the alleged operation, used chilling code words like wash your car or lick your eyebrow to signify Moncrief's offer to bond them out in exchange for sex. Authority reportedly caught Moncrief in the act, documenting his encounter with women in the motels, restaurants, and other public places. Moncrief alleged victims said his exploitative practices often came with threats to revoke their bond if they didn't comply with the sexual demands. The probe into Moncrief began in October 2021, spurred by the arrest of John Gillespie, a Brevard County attorney, on human trafficking charges in April 2020. Gillespie victims pointed investigators to Moncrief. His personal cell phone reportedly logged hundreds of calls from the jail, each one placed by female inmates. The only difference is that in the TV show Beauty in Black, is that he like tricked these girls.
Fox 35 News starts now with breaking news.
Our breaking news right now at 6, a bail bondsman from Central Florida arrested on charges of human trafficking. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Brown.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Luann Sorrell. That man is accused of bonding women out of jail in exchange for sex. Let's get out to Fox 35's Manny Martinez. He is live at the Seminole County Jail tonight. And Manny, that suspect is actually there right now being held on no bond.
Yeah, Luann, and that's after an extensive investigation. We just got this report. It's the evidence for an arrest warrant. It was signed yesterday. It's nearly 200 pages. It details the suspect's movements over the last 3 years. The suspect, Russell Bruce Moncrief, owns bail bond locations in Orange, Osceola, and Brevard counties. We're working on getting his mugshot, but he's seen in surveillance pictures in this state report. The Metropolitan Bureau of Investigation says agents met with several women.
Fox 35 News starts now with breaking news.
Who said they exchanged sex acts with Moncrief in order to be bonded out. The MBI and AG's office say it was also common knowledge among inmates at the Orange County Jail. The Attorney General says Moncrief even sold women he bonded out to other buyers. The state says he would threaten revoking, pulling, or violating the women's bonds as a form of force or coercion, adding if a woman refused to have sex, she would not be bonded out. MBI investigators say Moncrief has been doing this for more than a decade. His online site shows he opened his first location in Orlando in 1978. Moncrief faces 3 counts of human trafficking and 1 count of racketeering. He faces as many as 125 years in prison.
Damn.
And today we learned that it is the
Telling you, man, you go to prison now, you really are going to be in some deep shit. Like, I can't imagine right now what people are going through. Because, oh, wait a minute. You're going to be in some deep shit. I can't imagine what people are going through. Because, y'all, we realize, like, that California fires, the people who are in the front line fighting the fires are inmates. And they're only getting, like, a small amount of money. Which this should lead me to talking to something else. This is something that has recently happened this year, or this is something that has been exposed that is happening in Alabama to inmates in Alabama. I want you guys to see this, because now you get put in prison. People don't want to work. People don't want to do jobs no more. Right? So since y'all don't want to work no more, guess who they making work at your favorite places to eat at? Dang, where is it at? Just guess at who they're making do those jobs y'all don't want to do. Which I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I have mixed feelings about this. I have mixed feelings about it because it's like one thing you could be sitting behind the walls, but it's the same thing. Sure, I worked in fast food, and that's the worst punishment you could give somebody for real is working in fast food. And then on top of that, you're not getting paid for it. People can treat you like shit. Somebody can beat your ass because you're a felon. I want to show you what's happening in Alabama. Let me find it. Because these days, it's real. Y'all really getting punished for going to prison. Like, there's no jokes behind this. None. Whatsoever. Okay? So you mess up and get your ass in prison. Did I get rid of it? The video of the lady talking about the weird stuff happening. It's so cold in these streets. How the hell we... Oh my God, where did it go? I had saved it. I saved it where the woman was talking about they're using prison labor. And fast food restaurants. What did I do with it? I'll get back to that. When I find it, I'll talk about it. But yeah, you go to prison, you end up working at McDonald's.
Anybody ever remember seeing Michael Jackson's body?
There's another story about illegal things happening around that too.
Anybody ever remember seeing Michael Jackson's?
There's a lot of interesting things happening with Kai Cenat's. I even stopped one day to watch him. I just thought it was interesting. So apparently, also, I think I already talked about this, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Well, apparently, Jason Lee is a politician. Let's say. I want to talk about Liam Payne, but y'all know I'm going to talk about this on my podcast as well because they said allegedly he passed away from pink powder. They said like 3 people were being investigated in connection to his passing. When I heard about it, and let me tell you this, I'm not even a One Direction fan, but One Direction was heavy in my 20s, and like people, like girls love One Direction. Like One Direction had like they kind of caught on. They were a big deal, and then everybody left, and then Harry Styles became famous because of his dating life. He dated everybody, right? Then they never got back together, and then I just found it to be sad that they found him in Argentina. He had passed away in Argentina, and they said when they did an investigation on him that they found that he was doing pink powder. So it just makes you wonder what's going on, what's happening. It's extremely sad, very sad, and it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking when someone still has a whole lot of life ahead of them and they do something like that. It's crazy how when you announce when somebody died and somebody do certain things, it's crazy how people turn around and go like, well, y'all don't do it at poor people, blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, because the truth of the matter is people are getting more suspicious about the entertainment industry. The entertainment industry is about to start losing money, y'all. That's what's happening. Your favorite artists, your favorite stars, your favorite singers, dancers, songwriters, producers, executives are assets. Okay? And people are starting to lose their assets. When you start losing your assets, there has to be an investigation around why you are losing your assets. And I feel like Liam Payne is an asset. I don't know why he passed away. I couldn't tell you why. I couldn't come on a conspiracy theory. I haven't been in my conspiracy theorist brain in a while, honey. I mean, you know, I just haven't. I have not been conspiracy brain for a minute. Not that I don't believe conspiracy theories. It's just that now it's saturated and y'all are starting stuff that's not true. And now it's starting to sound crazy. But I don't know the reason. Well, I don't know what happened with him, but I definitely know that for a fact that somebody lost their assets. And that's the only reason why they're doing an investigation, because whoever he is valuable to is doing investigation into his passing. But it's just very sad. Explain to me this. Why J-Lo husband came out? What was his for? I don't even think I care no more. But I want to talk about what he's accusing J-Lo of doing. So he said that Diddy stole J-Lo from him. Okay, so this is what happened. They said that Diddy played a role. He said Diddy played a role in his divorce from Jennifer Lopez. She was married to him for 11 months before they separated in January 1998. After that, she began dating Diddy in 1999, but they broke up in 2001. He shared his thoughts about Diddy's connection to Jennifer Lopez in an Instagram post, and he posted a list titled Diddy Party Guest List with an arrow pointing to Jennifer Lopez's name. It's unclear if the list he posted is real. In a caption, he mentioned that his name isn't on the guest list and wrote, "I'm not on the list," to those people and media outlet asking if I went or participated in the piece of shit Diddy's freak out parties. No and never. But my ex-wife, Jennifer Lopez, did. Asked her about the sex tapes, the 734 dildos, and the baby oil. He provided more details about his comment during an interview on the Univision Despierta America, saying in Spanish, "I put up the post asking people to stop asking me if I went to the parties, if I didn't go to any parties, but she did go to the parties. They should ask her where you have her present, not me." He then indicated that part of the divorce was because of Diddy. Girl. J-Lo didn't acknowledge it. But J-Lo, I would love to know your story on this. Because y'all have been trying really hard to connect her to this Diddy thing. Well, she's not innocent. Don't get it twisted. J-Lo's not innocent. But you connected her to the Diddy stuff. Y'all messed up the movie that she did that was really good called Atlas. Y'all didn't watch that movie on Netflix. It was a really good movie. Y'all go watch Atlas. There has been no confirmation. And let's be straight up honest about what they're saying about the California fires. I'll show you in a minute because I'm going to show you some videos about that stuff. So, Kevin Liles also decided to clear his name because he was a CEO.
At this point
He was one of those CEOs that stepped down from his entertainment company.
your career did you decide to step away?
I think when you have a 10-year-old baby, But that 10-year-old is acting like a 20-year-old because the people you've helped build and
This is the worst thing you can describe a label as. A 10-year-old baby acting 20.
raised in a company adult enough to actually foster what that vision that you had. You find a way, you nurture a way, and you know how to get out of the way. And I've always done this in my whole career. If I feel like this can be done, because I'm not done. The job's never done with me, because I want to make more multimillionaires. I want to build more brands. And so I think it's important that that was a moment in time. I'm very supportive. I want them to be great. I love all the artists, but God's calling me to do something bigger.
And what is that?
So-
Are you going to do it again?
They all of a sudden, everybody want to be calling on God and Jesus now. Y'all funny. Like, y'all did not like talk about God and Jesus. Oh, yeah, I'm a Christian. I believe in God.
We'll talk about that. but I didn't retire.
At this point in your career,
I'm not just playing golf all day. nothing
because
like
I
that.
mean, that was a tough week for you. You was trending all over social media because that was the week that Puff had gotten arrested. That was also the week that every CEO resigned in the music industry. So they kind of lumped you in. And then I saw on TikTok, it was all these conspiracy theories. And because I knew you, I kind of took it personal. And I'm like, what are y'all talking about? It was just happened to be the timing there.
Yeah, I'm not just playing golf.
Oh, girl. First and foremost, she's a kiss ass. 1, 2. Like I said, there's no money in the entertainment industry anymore. Ever since they started doing streaming services, it's getting harder and harder for everybody to make money. So not only artists are not making money, the executives, the A&Rs, everybody that used to run the entertainment industry is not making money anymore. That's the surface reason. The other reason is, I know a lot of people saying this, that he's associated with Diddy. Kevin Liles is associated, for far as I'm concerned, Kevin Liles is associated with Jay-Z. He is the beast behind Jay-Z. He's also the beast behind Trey Songz. Trey Songz's career did not pop off until Kevin Liles became his manager. Trey Songz was only being upheld by Troy Taylor. Look up Troy Taylor. There's accusations surrounding Troy Taylor too, honey. But we ain't gonna talk about Troy Taylor. There's a lot of things Troy Taylor's being accused of. I think I saw him at a Hawk game when I was working one of those games one night. But anyway, Troy Taylor was behind Trey Songz, and then Trey Songz wanted to get to an Usher type of level. So he ended up hiring Kevin Liles to be his manager. So Kevin Liles has really made successful artists. But as far as I'm concerned, to me, I won't say this. These labels are not winning anymore. It's better if you make it as an independent artist. I'm going to tell you, anybody out there, if you want to be in the entertainment industry, do some shows at a hole in a wall somewhere in your city or the nearest city to you. Go to an area, a metro area, and do shows and perform there. Because the record industry is not for you no more. I mean, you hearing executives getting in trouble for selling drugs, and this person only started selling drugs this last year. There's no money there anymore. That's the surface reason. But there's also accusations with Kevin Liles as well. He's along the group of Russell Simmons. He's not as well known, but he is as successful. I think I want to talk about this on my podcast. But are any of y'all shocked? And it said Polk County. Is this in Georgia? Pretty sure a video is associated with it. This is in Georgia.
Some interesting facts about this. All 21 of these ladies are not only Asian, but they're from the Republic of China.
The fuck? What? I would never gauge China. One and two, it's in Florida. I'm sorry, it says 21 arrests in Florida. Reading is fundamental, ladies and gentlemen. Let me continue.
A communist country. 3 of them are citizens at this time. The rest of them are here on legal.
What's your point of saying it's a communist country, honey? You can't talk shit about somebody that's paying America's bill. Y'all getting on my nerves with this shit. You can't talk shit about someone that's paying your American ass bill.
Work visas. I don't think the federal government had in mind this kind of work when they gave them a work visa, but they're here anyway. We also found it interesting that when we looked at their addresses, one's from Lakeland, but many of them move around the country. So they're sent here for a while. One lady said she came from a small town in Oklahoma. One's from New York City. But all of them are from China. It makes you wonder. The oldest is 64 years of age that we arrested. The youngest was 31 years of age. 8 of them claimed to. Some interesting facts.
Okay, so they're grown women doing consensual things with their hands. Okay. 31 to 64. Did he say 61? Or 64? What age he said they were? 64. 31 to 64. These are grown-ass women.
Have been married. All of these Asian ladies or Chinese ladies, by their own admission, were at Asian massage parlors. And we have to show you some of the more bizarre events. I'll start out with the most bizarre. And as I pronounce their names, understand I'm born and raised in Polk County, Florida. And these names are
Honey, we know you can't pronounce her name.
from the Republic of China, okay? So I'm just saying. So we don't know if her name is Hing-Ya Hung or Jinx Hung or whatever, but this is who she is. We'll give you the appropriate spell.
Tell me you're a Trump supporter without telling me you're a Trump supporter. You're not even bothered to ask this lady how to pronounce her name.
And you give it your best shot. She's 60 years of age. I'm sorry, she's 37 years of age. She charged.
She still look good regardless if she's 60 or 37. Asians don't age.
$60 for a massage. Now, this was supposed to be a legitimate, have been married. A massage by undercover agents ask only for a regular legal massage. But she started upcharging and inappropriately handling, in fact, tried to have full sex with this undercover detective.
Don't act like Asian women ain't you white men's jam. Like, don't sit up here and tell me that you over here acting like white men will. No, we don't like Asian women at all. They're Chinese. They're communists. We don't have sex with communists. Y'all know y'all love y'all some Asian women. Y'all love y'all some Asian women. Don't sit up here and pretend like y'all innocent.
To the point that he had to push her off and start to get up to leave. A massage by undercover.
I highly doubt anyone would push this lady off of them. Here we go. Oh, poor white man got caught with his pants down. Oh. Poor white man got caught with his pants down. She came unto me. I didn't come unto her. That's what this sounds like. This is a case I'm going to talk about my podcast later on this year. My podcast will be posted on every Monday between the hours of 2 to 4. It all depends. So yeah, come on. Don't sit here and act like y'all love y'all some Asian meow mix. Liar. But she came on to me. You know, I love me some blue-eyed, blonde-haired, white. Shut up. I was trying to figure out where I knew Tim Westwood at. I was trying to figure out where I knew him at. This is somebody else. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing about it because nobody gives a fuck about what happened to us women of color. As you see, that white man just basically told you that these women were sexual deviants from communist China that, mean horny long time. Okay, women of color, we can never be victims in a white man world. But I'm gonna reiterate it because y'all ain't gonna remember it. He's accused of abusing multiple people. Many are black women. It says UK detectives have submitted a new file of evidence to prosecutors regarding SA allegations against former BBC radio DJ Tim Westwood. This follows a 2020 investigation by BBC News and The Guardian in which women accused Westwood of predatory behavior and unwanted touching during his peak years in the music industry, spanning from 1992 to 2017. Westwood, now 66, has denied the allegations since their release in April 2022. There's no way in the world he has not touched black women because he has not aged. Yeah, when you touch black women, you don't age. A file of evidence has now been submitted to the Crown Prosecution Service, CPS. Oh, y'all got a different CPS over there. See, CPS over here means Child Protective Services. Now I'm confused. But over there, it's the Crown Protective Services. And our team continues to make inquiries with support from the prosecutors. We will thoroughly and properly investigate SA offenses as part of our commit to making London safer for women and girls. Detective Andy Furphy, who is leading the investigation, confirmed. The Crown Prosecution Services, I can't say CPS because CPS over here is Child Protective Services, but over there is Crown Protective Services, will now decide whether to press charges. A spokesperson for the CPS stated that we can confirm we received a file from the Metropolitan Police Services regarding allegations of non-recent SA offenses allegedly committed by a man in his 60s. They don't make no doggone sense because y'all don't work like that in y'all 60s. Yeah, I said it. It don't work like that in their 60s. So you just over here groping folks. I will do a deeper look into this. And of course, like I said, I would go deeper into this on my podcast. All right. Yeah, by the way, speaking of, I showed you those boxes and it said that he did win Arizona. The places where they were burning those ballot boxes at. That's all I'm going to say. One of the big issues that was brought up was about him winning. Was Vice President Harris being overexperienced. Let's talk about this. This black lady having 6 college degrees. This is a prime example of the reality that we have to deal with. She only makes $31K per year. Watch this. It says that she has her degrees in Associates in Arts, Associates in Criminal Justice, Bachelor's in Criminal Justice, a Master's in Public Administration, and a Master's in Criminal Justice. But they don't know what the other degree that she's majored in. So I'm gonna say this. One, I see what she's saying, I see what she's talking about, but two, and then I'm gonna say, as Black women, we have to work 10 times harder than everybody else. But three, after a while, when you get so many degrees in something, people are confused exactly what you want to do with your life. I'm gonna say this, okay? I got into an argument at a job interview at the Smoky Bones, and I was about to go into culinary arts. I wanted to be a baking chef. I wanted to do patisserie and confectionery. And I went to Smoky Bones, wanted a bartending job. And the first thing the lady asked me, she's like, okay. She's like, I don't understand. You're going to school to go into culinary school. Why can't you be a cook? Because we definitely need cooks. I was like, well, because I want to combine both of them. Not everybody is understanding to a mutable person. You guys understand me? Like when you major in something, you can't sit up there and go and get your associates in arts and then get your associates in criminal justice and then get your bachelor's in criminal justice. And then somehow you end up in public administration and then you get a master's in criminal justice. You have to go like this. You got to get your associates, your bachelor's, and your master's in criminal justice. And you want yourself, like, what was the whole purpose of her getting something in arts and then turn around and get everything in, because her bachelor's, her associates, and her master's in criminal justice. So why she's not working in criminal justice? Where's she working in? As a Black woman, once again, you don't want to work in criminal justice because then you're going to deal with a lot of microaggression. Look at her doing this video. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you, sis. It's giving dizzy bitch. It's giving you're dizzy. You probably need to move out the area you're in. 1. 2, if you have a master's in criminal justice, can't you be like a private investigator for somebody? You know, women, we're queens of being the FBI. We do the FBI job better than men do. Men think they know so much. Men don't know the stuff. There's certain things about, especially with women criminals, that men don't realize that women do. Have you ever thought about being a private investigator? You could make good money being a private investigator because you do have a master's in criminal justice, right? That's what I'm saying. You're going to have to start something on your own. Instead of sitting here on social media, I guess people are supposed to feel bad for her because she has all these degrees. I've been struggling to get that one bachelor's. And I changed my major like 17,000 times. Honest to God. Now I'm finally in a major where I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm already working in this major. So I can go ahead and go and do this major. And the internship can be at, guess what? Where I work at. And somebody said in the comment section, she doesn't have experience in these areas. She mustn't do internships or something like that. Like I said, she's giving me dizzy bitch vibes. She don't seem like she's smart at all. And it's irritating me looking at her pulling all these degrees out because she did everything what everybody else told her to do. to and not what she should have been doing. But like I said, you know, she could probably make a cute little coin because she has a master's in criminal justice. She could make a cute little coin being a private investigator. She really could. Because you're a woman and you in everybody's damn business anyway. So you might and you make money. You look